North Korea, get ready for Bieber. Imagine waking up one morning to headlines screaming that Justin Bieber, teen heartthrob and poster boy of pop, will be headlining a concert in one of the most secretive, tightly controlled countries on Earth. Ridiculous? Impossible? You'd think so. Yet in 2010, an army of pranksters on the anonymous forum 4chan made that absurd headline flirt with reality. This is the untold story of how an online mob nearly sent Bieber to Pyongyang. It all started with a seemingly harmless stunt by Bieber's marketing team. Riding the wave of his meteoric rise, they launched a fan-driven poll on Bieber's official website, inviting fans to vote for the next country on his world tour. Where should Justin go next, they asked, offering a list of dozens of nations, places he might never have considered. The idea was pure engagement gold. Let fans decide, then reward their passion. What could possibly go wrong? Enter 4chan, the notorious lurker's paradise. Known for wild pranks, memes, and occasionally malicious antics, the site thrives on chaos and collective trolling. One clever user spotted the poll and recognized an irresistible target. "Guys, let's send Bieber to North Korea," he posted. The suggestion was met with howls of approval. North Korea, the hermit kingdom ruled by Kim Jong-il and soon his son, Kim Jong-un, was the epitome of the unreachable. No foreign pop star had ever set foot there, and certainly not a Canadian teenager whose music sold millions of records. That evening, thread after thread exploded with instructions. They shared direct links to the poll, tips on using free proxy servers, and scripts for automated voting. Within hours, thousands of 4chan users and offshoot social media followers had mobilized. Bots were unleashed, proxy networks whirred, votes for North Korea climbed by the thousands every minute. By midnight, the Hermit Kingdom rocketed past dozens of popular destinations, like Australia, Japan, and Germany. It even outpaced Bieber's own home country of Canada. Across the internet, the stunt went viral. News outlets caught wind of the strangest fan poll in pop history. Headlines ranged from amused, like Bieber hands prank poll catapult North Korea to top spot, to incredulous, like Justin Bieber to perform in Pyongyang? Mainstream media treated it as a quirky footnote until the numbers didn't lie. North Korea wasn't just in first place, it was miles ahead, with tens of thousands of votes and climbing. Meanwhile, Bieber's camp found themselves in crisis mode. The marketing team scrambled to verify whether the poll had been compromised. Tech staff analyzed server logs and proxy traffic, confirming what was obvious. Thousands of votes came from anonymized IP addresses, VPNs, and botnets. It was a full-fledged digital siege. Bieber's PR managers were torn between amusement, "This is hilarious," and panic, "This looks like a security breach."
Behind the scenes, 4chan posters celebrated. Chat threads erupted with memes of Bieber bowing to Kim Jong-un, fans waving the North Korean flag, and doctored images of Bieber performing at the Kumsusan Palace. It was peak internet trolling, offensive, audacious, and for a moment, terrifyingly effective. Then came the showdown. Bieber's team issued a statement on the website. "Dear fans, thank you for voting. Unfortunately, our poll technology has been targeted by automated scripts. While we admire your passion, we cannot send Justin to North Korea." They reset the poll, disabled repeat voting, and invited fans to vote again, this time with better safeguards in place. Within days, North Korea vanished from the leaderboard, replaced by more plausible picks like Brazil, the United Kingdom, and India. Still, the damage had been done. The prank exposed the vulnerability of online polls, the risks of unchecked fan engagement, and the raw power of an anonymous digital mob. It also highlighted a deeper irony. A super-sanitized, propaganda-driven state like North Korea nearly became entwined with the global pop music machine, if only for a punchline. For Bieber, the incident was a weird footnote in his early career, an odd meme in the annals of internet lore. In interviews, he laughed it off, calling it one of the funniest things I've seen. Yet for media analysts and security experts, it was a wake-up call. If a simple fan poll can be hijacked to this extent, imagine what more serious campaigns, elections, or referendums face in our increasingly connected world. In the years since, Bieber to North Korea has become shorthand for internet trolling at its best and worst. It's studied in marketing classes as a cautionary tale. Audience engagement is a double-edged sword. It's also recounted in cybersecurity seminars, a vivid case study of how botnets and proxies can distort digital feedback loops. And among 4chan veterans, it remains a badge of honor. Remember North Korea? That was epic. The prank also seeded other copycats. In 2011, fans tried to vote North Korea to host the 2022 FIFA World Cup. In 2012, pranksters encouraged votes for Hogwarts in online polls. Each time, organizers scrambled to add verification layers, email confirmations, CAPTCHA tests, phone verifications to keep their polls honest. Yet cyberspace continually evolves, and so do the trolls. Today, as social media platforms buckle under the weight of misinformation, the Bieber episode feels oddly prophetic. It wasn't just a teenage pop star in the crosshairs, it was democracy, digital democracy, bent by unseen hands for the sake of a laugh. And in a world now grappling with election interference, deepfakes, and algorithmic bias, that laugh can feel dangerously hollow. And yet, there's a silver lining in this tale of chaos. The incident proved that grassroots internet communities, however anarchic, can spark global conversations. They can highlight glaring oversights and force companies to strengthen their defenses. They remind us never to trust empty engagement metrics and to design systems that respect both enthusiasm and security. So, did Bieber almost perform in North Korea? Technically, no. But for a wild few days in 2010, it was a headline serious enough to send shivers through PR teams and security experts alike. It showed that when millions of clicks align behind a single goal, a meme can masquerade as reality and momentarily bend the world to its will. That's the power of digital mobs. And that's the cautionary tale lurking behind Justin Bieber's North Korea prank. In the age of the internet, the line between the absurd and the actual is thinner than ever. Watch your polls and watch them closely.
When the dust settled on the great online caper that nearly vaulted Justin Bieber into Pyongyang's limelight, few could have predicted how deep and long-lasting the repercussions would be. What began as a cheeky prank by a handful of anonymous users on 4chan evolved into a cautionary tale about the fragility of digital engagement, the rising power of anonymous internet subcultures, and a formative moment in the early career of one of pop music's most polarizing figures. This is the story of what came next, how a wild bit of trolling sent shockwaves through marketing departments, stirred security debates, and left an indelible mark on Bieber, the meme-hungry internet, and the nature of online democracy. 1. The immediate fallout. Polls under scrutiny. Within days of the poll reset announcement, when Bieber's team wiped North Korea from the leaderboard and relaunched the vote with tighter safeguards, industry insiders began to ask hard questions. How could a simple fan poll, hosted on a secure server, be commandeered so thoroughly by a group of jaded forum users and their army of bots? Marketing agencies hastily convened crisis meetings. Polls and vote for your favorite campaigns were a staple of fan engagement, but now they were exposed as easily manipulative gimmicks. Some companies pulled planned polls off their websites indefinitely. Others added multi-factor requirements, email confirmations, SMS codes, CAPTCHA challenges to ensure only genuine fans could cast ballots. The underlying principle was clear. Anyone could mount a botnet, rent proxy servers by the hour, or write a few lines of JavaScript and turn an innocent marketing stunt into a spectacle of chaos. Within weeks, Adweek and Mashable published think pieces titled When Democracy Goes Digital and Polls, Pranks, and the Need for Verification. Zuckerberg-era Facebook was still refining its own poll features. The Bieber fiasco sent ripples through their product teams, prompting conversations about implementing rate limits and identity checks for any feature that recorded votes or reactions. Even established media outlets that had treated the prank as mere amusement began to caution readers that the same techniques could be used to skew online surveys, public forums, and reader polls on serious topics. 2. 4chan in 2010, troll culture on center stage. To understand the depths of the prank, you must revisit the state of 4chan in 2010. The site's B-board, the birthplace of countless memes, was a realm of wild creativity and utter lawlessness. Anonymity was sacrosanct. No usernames, no registration, no accountability. The ethos was simple. If an idea could be conceived, it could be executed, and whoever shouted the loudest would get traction, whether it was photoshopping celebrities into absurd scenarios or orchestrating stunts that bled into the real world. Early 2010 saw 4chan at its most experimental. Anonymous users had already taken credit for hijacking teen polls, like the beloved Times Person of the Year write-in campaigns, leaking fanfiction, and even planting fake news stories on small local sites. There was a heady sense of invincibility. Nothing is real, everything is a joke. Yet beneath the nihilism, you could detect the birth of a new brand of digital activism, one defined not by lofty ideals, by sheer disruptive power. When the Bieber poll prank reached its peak, 4chan's front-page threads dedicated to it often clocked tens of thousands of posts daily. Users shared voting scripts, swapped proxy lists, and celebrated each time the North Korea tally ticked upward. Memes were born. Bieber donning a military cap beside Kim Jong-il, or cartwheeling on the Great Wall. Each new image fueled the momentum and lured in more participants. Interestingly, 4chan's moderators did not intervene. Their prevailing policy, "we do not moderate/B except for outright illegal content," meant that, as long as the prank didn't cross into doxing private individuals or coordinating violence, it was allowed to run. That hands-off approach would soon come under intense public scrutiny.